It's time to ask the important question. Should you sell your Ally X?
Wow.
Or more importantly, Andy, should you sell your Ally X
Wow.
in order to upgrade for this next generation? It's kind of like, I'm going to point the question at you
Yeah.
and ask you the questions. And what is compelling enough for you to upgrade?
Okay.
But also for those people watching, if they're a current Ally X owner,
Yes.
should they sell and upgrade, or should they just sit pretty and wait?
Yeah.
There's loads of kind of points to this and loads of things that would make it compelling or not.
Mm.
I don't know really where to start. I guess the options that are on the market is probably the best place to start if you're a current Ally X owner. What are the compelling options for everyone right now?
Okay.
What do you see them as?
I see them as the big three.
Yeah.
The big three obviously being, we now have the official pre-orders open for the Xbox Allies.
Yes.
And really, if you're looking at someone that's got an Ally X, we can disregard the base Xbox Ally.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the Xbox Ally X, the MSI Claw A8. I'd even argue the MSI 8 AI Plus.
Ooh.
The Lenovo Legion Go 2, or if you've got lots of cash, the GPD Win.
Can we disregard the GPD Win from this just for now?
Because you need a backpack full of batteries to power it.
You need
and
your
it's
own
like $2,000.
nuclear power station on your back.
It's still there. That might be a compelling reason for someone to upgrade.
As a thought experiment, as a full science experiment, I think it's incredibly exciting to see what is possible if you're willing to run a handheld at 80 watts.
Yes, or more.
Which is insane.
Yes.
But I think for most people and the practical uses of a handheld, it's not practical.
Yeah, and if you cap it down to the 30 watts mark, then it's pretty much the same performance as you're getting with any of these other ones.
Yeah.
So fine, okay.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll disregard the random PSP.
Yes. It's tiny, yet needs a massive battery.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird choice. So really, you're saying the real kind of compelling choices are
There's
really...
four.
There's four...
Yeah.
Arguably three, but
I'm
let
sticking.
you have the fourth in there.
I'm putting the MSI in there because it is way better than when it launched.
True. Yeah. Okay.
It's on par, if not slightly outperforms the Z2 Extreme in some areas now.
So, I guess then the price points before we get into performance.
Yes.
Price points is a really interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I know off the top of my head, that the Xbox Ally X is the same price as the Ally X that you would have already owned. So $799 in the UK.
In the UK, yes. America's different.
America's different, yeah. Which actually does throw a bit of a spanner into
it
the
does.
works.
It absolutely throws a spanner, yeah.
Because you would have bought your Ally X in America for $800.
Yes.
And now if you want to upgrade, you're looking at $1,000.
Yes.
I hadn't considered that,
Yeah, no, I hadn't either until we started filming.
We really prepare for these videos.
Yeah.
So for the American audience, that's actually makes it even more difficult if they should upgrade or not.
Yep.
The MSI Claw A8 is £850.
Yes, it is, yeah.
How much is the Claw A8 AI or A whatever a hell?
£1,000.
£1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's expensive.
That's really expensive.
It is, yeah.
But not as expensive as the Legion Go 2.
No, the Legion Go 2 is £1,099, so 1,100. And the A8, the Claw A8, the MSI is $850.
If you're a current owner and you're not chasing what is the latest releases, does it even make sense?
If you're not chasing the latest releases, what, for any of them? It then comes down pretty much to a couple of things. If you're not chasing the latest releases, like you're not thinking every year you want to upgrade, you're reasonably happy with your Ally X because it's a brilliant device still and still will be for a while yet.
Yeah.
It comes down to, are you actually playing this thing portably? So are you traveling a lot? And so you're balancing power to performance ratio. So if you're traveling a lot, you're probably in the 17 watt TDP a lot because you're getting decent performance there and decent battery life on the Ally X. But the Z2 variants and even the Intel chip that the 8AI has better like performance.
That's where its sweet spot is, really, isn't it?
Yes. So you're getting more efficiency out of these newer chips to the point where you're getting up to 30%. So let's just say 20 to 30% more performance at that 17 watts than you are on the Ally X, which is the biggest leap, I would argue.
I think before we get into like the real specifics of it, I think that's the really interesting point. If you're a current Ally X owner and you're butting up against performance issues, then absolutely upgrading is where it's at right now. That's what you need to be looking at. If if the games you're playing, you're still having a good experience and you're not coming up against performance issues, then you've got a solid device that's going to last you for a few years.
You don't need to worry.
You don't need to worry.
Yeah. And that's why I pointed this at people that were traveling more so. Because if you're not traveling, you just sat home, why are you not just plugged in? Like, do you know what I mean? And then you're just running at 25 watts, or and then or 30 watts even, and you're getting really good performance regardless. You know, but if you're traveling and you're at 17 watts, then the new generation could be compelling because you're getting up to 30% more performance and better battery life for that. So you're basically getting plugged in performance at 17 watts. So you are going to be getting a lot more performance there. And then there's only one other reason as well, would be screens.
Screens. Well, I think there's more than one other reason, Andy.
Well, yeah. There is, But I mean, if you're happy with your Ally X, and you're like, and you weren't thinking of considering upgrading, that they're the two things that I see as being the major factors.
Ergonomics, is that enough to make you make a choice?
Not to spend $1,000.
Yeah,
I don't think so, because you could just buy a grip for 20 quid and then you've changed your ergonomics.
And in that sentence, you've undone Microsoft's entire policy.
No, but I'm just thinking of people that are already happy with the device.
I just like how much they focused on the ergonomics as being like a selling feature.
It's huge. Yeah. It's the biggest point. I would say ergonomically, the Xbox Ally wins out of every handheld available. But purely because of that factor. So if you're unhappy with the ergonomics, then absolutely that is a reason. If you're finding hand strain and cramp after time, this is going to fix that massively.
But interestingly, if that's one of your deciding factors, there's actually only one option for you. You're disregarding the rest of the market.
Kind of, yeah.
It's only the Xbox Ally X that you're going to be looking at.
Yes, that's going to be
ergonomics.
That's going to be the best distribution.
But then you've got to balance that with the screens.
Yeah,
because
exactly,
screens is a huge one.
Screens is big, yeah.
The biggest complaint I've seen now about the Allies is that they've kept that 7-inch LCD panel in there.
Yes, yeah.
That people aren't bowled over with.
Yeah. People just wanted an 8-inch, I think, for the Xbox Allies. Yeah.
I wanted to push against it a little bit because I like being contrarian, but like I wonder how many people there are in the market that are happier with this, with handhelds being more compact.
I think there's a lot. That's what I liked a lot about the Ally X versus the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
because it's way smaller. And that's what I actually liked. It's better ergonomics than Steam Deck.
Yep.
That's a fact. And it's a smaller device. So I really liked how portable it was. I mean, the thing is the Xbox Ally, I'd argue, is not as portable as the Ally X because of those handles. It's a much bigger device now.
Yes.
It's not as easy to slip into a slimline case and throw in your bag. This thing's big because it's got an Xbox controller on it, So it's kind of like they should have just made the screen bigger, So whilst it is a small screen and it's still portable in comparison to a Legion Go 2,
it's the actual footprint's bigger.
The footprint's a lot bigger than an Ally X.
And when you look at the footprint and like kind of just the chassis they've got there, you could actually not increase the chassis size and put an 8-inch screen in it. Yeah. Like, especially if you lost a bit of the bezels that are there, which again, a lot of people are pushing that back against.
Yeah.
When you look at the MSI, you're talking about an 8-inch screen, but 16 by 10 as well.
Yes, yeah.
And it's the footprint of the screen is noticeably bigger.
Oh, it's huge.
When they're side by side.
Yeah, it's huge.
I think a lot of people are going to be drawn to that.
Yes.
In my mind, in a handheld, 8 inches is exactly the sweet spot.
I'd agree. Yeah, the Switch 2 kind of shows that. I mean, that's only 7.9,
Yeah.
but it's basically 8, and that is the perfect screen size.
Yeah.
Absolutely the perfect screen size.
So I think MSI have got it closest to the mark there. So if the screen on the Ally X that you've currently got and you think you should upgrade is bugging you, maybe text is illegible for you, or you're finding you're straining at it too much, then you're looking at MSI. In the UK, you're talking about a £50 difference.
Yeah.
That's a compelling kind of choice there.
It's a compelling choice, yeah.
But then maybe that's not enough for you.
Yeah, exactly. I would argue it's probably not worth going through the rigmarole of selling your device.
Exactly.
Just for another LCD 8-inch.
Yeah. But if you're drawn to the allure of an OLED, which we're all like moths to the flame with OLEDs.
Yeah.
Again, I'll say it, and we've said it 1,000 times. Huge question marks on how it's implemented. It seems like from the early tests that they've managed to get around it with this custom panel, that there's no OLED flicker with the VRR.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
We wait until we get hands on until we can say for certain. If they have, wow.
Yeah.
And
massively.
I can totally understand why people are going to be drawn to that.
Yeah.
But it comes at a price.
Comes at a price, but with another perk as well. So obviously it's got 32 gig of RAM.
Yes.
So now you're actually into a performance metric now where you will get better performance. You've got a Z2 Extreme as well, or you could just get a Z2. If screen's only the issue, right, and you're finding the performance of an Ally X fine, the Z2 is a rebrand of the Z1 Extreme.
Yep.
So if you don't care for the extra performance boost, you could just get the Z2 version, which is cheaper, but you get the benefits of 32 gig of RAM.
I was going to ask, does the Z2 have 32?
Here in the UK, yes. America, no. America's 16 gig.
Oh, God, that's disgusting.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I'm not sure what's going on over there, but in the UK, the Z2 variant is 32 gig. So
I don't get that.
Yeah, no, I don't understand that either. And that comes in at £900.
Wow.
And that's full price, 900.
So £900, you get 32 gig of RAM, you get an OLED screen, but you get basically a Z1E.
Yeah. It's a Z2, but yeah.
That's...
So you can pay 900 for a 512 gigabyte or 1,000 for a terabyte. But I would argue most people that have got Ally X's now have probably upgraded their hard drives themselves.
Yeah.
So you could do what most people will do and just swap the drives.
Yeah, you can. Or you can just live with a 512 as well and just uninstall games as you go.
But obviously, if you want that Z2 Extreme variant, then you're up in the price up to 1,100 for a terabyte.
And you start playing the performance game a little bit with it. Because we're talking specifically about upgrading, I'm always an advocate of buy the best thing you can afford right now. Yes. And be happy with that.
Yes.
So don't be compromising to say, if you're looking to upgrade, buy the best thing you can physically afford right now.
Yeah.
And that's where you should be. Because typically you're hoping that these things are going to last you for a number of years.
Yes.
And that's the best chance you have of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you're going from an Ally X, it kind of doesn't make sense to pay money just to go to the same APU.
Absolutely. And I agree. But if you're happy with the performance and you don't care and you really, really, really want a good screen, like a better screen.
Yeah.
Well, then kind of the argument I would argue is don't go for the Z2, go for the Z2 Extreme, downgrade the hard drive to a 512.
100%.
Now it's £1,000 for a Z2 Extreme model.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing is as well, just to make the screen even more compelling, it's got a native VRR range of 30 to 144.
Really interesting. Really interesting. So you'd be able a 30 FPS cap for the low end of VRR working.
Yeah, the VRR range, it doesn't have LFC there. Yeah. It's just actual VRR from 30 to 144. So the Ally X is 48 to 120. This is 30 to 144. Okay, the Ally X has low frame rate compensation, but it's not the same as native VRR.
No.
So it's good, but yeah. So there is a big compelling offering there.
Yeah,
there really is.
I'm going to be honest. This video is not going to help you make a decision.
It's not. It's just so confusing.
Right now, it's very confusing. It's exciting because there's so much choice, but it's very confusing.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to throw into the mix, a spanner out there, and shoot me down for obvious reasons, is full screen experience from day one.
Yes.
we know from the insider program that it's going to be everywhere eventually, and B, from the insider program, you can technically install it on other devices, although it is not the built for experience.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's built for the Xbox Allies.
Yes, yeah. If you're downloading it right now through the insider program, then you're like beta testing it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't show for you and you end up doing all the code stuff to like force it on, well, then you're going to have a hit or miss experience. You might break your Windows, which means you're just going to have to reinstall everything.
Like full format.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you can kind of hack it on.
Yeah.
But equally, you could be running into issues. The only device that's like officially going to be properly polished, like from day one, is going to be the Xbox Allies.
And I will say, from using it,
it's great.
It's compelling.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's
very
really good.
Very good experience. It feels like you're playing. Let's be honest. It feels like you're playing like a hardcore Xbox. Like
yeah.
Xbox with all my Windows launchers.
Yes.
Like this is amazing.
Yeah. It's really good.
When it eventually rolls out to everywhere, which it will do, then it becomes a null point of the argument.
Yes.
Which also goes back to the should you upgrade thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could just sit on your Ally X and you will get the full screen experience eventually.
Yeah, exactly. It will be coming to that. Or you could just use the insider program if you're brave.
Yeah.
And you would have it right now. But
so are any of those reasons enough to make you sell your Ally X and upgrade? And then would you transfer that advice to these people as well?
For me personally, I mean, I've already chosen.
Yeah.
I've bought a Legion Go 2.
Yes.
Purely because that has the biggest upgrade, partly selfishly, partly for the viewers.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to do the test, like, is the screen good? Is it worth that much money? Like, so does it have VRR flicker? Like, so many questions that we've asked in other videos that we'll be able to answer once we get hands on. But also, like, so that was for the channel, like, and the viewers. But then personally, that 7-inch screen for me on the Ally X was just a bit too small. Like, and I only really realized that once I'd got the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Once I got the Switch 2, I just wanted to play on that. But then obviously I prefer the Ally X. So I'm like, so it's like this juggle of, this is annoying. The screen's a bit small and the ergonomics aren't great on the Ally X, but everything else I'm happy with. And then it was like, Legion Go 2's there. I know it costs an absolute fortune, but I was like, OLED screen, 8.8 inch. I'm not one for traveling loads. I'm just in the house or in the studio, So I'm like, I can see more. 8.8 inch is going to be another inch bigger than the Switch 2.
Yeah, it's huge.
And then it's got extra RAM. So I'm like, oh man. So I made the choice to get that. That's what I personally got, with the hope that a full screen experience natively gets supported sooner rather than later.
Now, if you weren't, let's say we weren't doing these videos, you didn't have a channel, just Andy the Gamer.
Yeah.
You'd already paid £800 for the Ally X. Are you now selling that to upgrade to one of these other devices?
I would probably still do the same thing I've just done.
That's interesting.
Because I'm impulsive and I like new things.
Yeah.
And I like, I don't know. I've always been a tech guy.
Yeah.
So it's a hard question, because how I act now is just how I'd act if I wasn't making videos. Do you know what I mean?
I realised that when I asked you. I was like, you've not changed.
Yeah, I'm no different than if I worked in a shop somewhere. My hobby would be this still, So it's just that we do videos about it. So if I took myself out of that position, if you're not always enjoying tech, and
they're coming for you.
They're coming. They're like, oh, he's bought one. Then it's a tough choice. Like, I would argue it's probably not worth upgrading.
Well, before these were all like out on paper, before they're out in the wild, prices and everything, our argument before was this generation doesn't make any sense.
Yes, and that's what I was just about to say. I still stand by that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're chasing stuff and you see something that grabs your eye that makes you go, you know what, I'd like that. For me, it was a OLED VRR 32 gig system. I'm like, okay, that is actually a bit of a step up. Yeah. Plus 30% performance increase at 17 watts. I'll take that.
Huge step.
But if you're sat with an Ally X already, which is a capable machine, it's kind of pointless upgrading.
You're in this middle generation RDNA 3.5.
You really want RDNA 3.4. What am I talking about?
Go backwards. Or backwards. Give me less.
RDNA 4. Give me RDNA 2. Give me a PS5.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We want to see the FSR 4.
Yes.
Like hardware-based versions of this rolling out, which is going to come probably the Z3 generation.
That is going to be the big stuff. Like, that is going to be huge. Once we get RDNA 4, FSR 4, then we're going to see an actual leap in performance. I mean, it's hard because we know the Xbox Ally has the AI variant of the Z2 Extreme.
Huge question marks.
And there's potential there for ASR, Auto Super Resolution, but until it launches, which isn't even got a date, that's sometime next year, then I can't make the argument that that's enough to upgrade.
We've said it a lot, and other people will say it as well. If we're making like consumer advice right now, don't buy something based on future promises.
Yes.
Because they're not here yet.
Yes.
So as of right now, I couldn't say get the Ally X because of the AI chip.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't know what it does. And I don't even think they know what it does yet or what they're going to do with it. There's obviously a reason for
There's
it.
potential there.
Yeah.
It's got an NPU, so it can be offloaded. Like, stuff can be offloaded to that to take away processing power off of the CPU and GPU for sure.
Yeah.
But it's so new. What are the drawbacks of that?
Yeah.
Like, what are the negatives going to be? We've seen with the Snapdragon versions that there's like 33 millisecond latency. Like,
so I have to find a way around that.
So that needs to be improved. Otherwise, that is kind of like...
And when we were looking at the Qualcomm stuff, the Snapdragon was entirely for external displays. So the talk of when it was here was that it was going to be for external displays only, which obviously doesn't make any sense when we're looking at handheld devices.
Yeah.
We haven't heard either way if it's going to be working on the internal display. I think there's a lot that's going to be rolled out. The potential's really exciting. When we look at what happened with the Intel on the MSI devices, the future of that was really exciting.
Yes.
Compared to when it was launched.
Yes.
And now it's very capable.
Yeah.
The same is going to be true here, I would imagine. But as of right now, I can't say sell your Ally X to buy this because of that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think if you're looking at just for performance and you're the average gamer who just plays this in their lounge, you're not going to get the performance gains that you want from the money you're having to spend.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
In which case, it probably makes sense to sit and wait a little bit, even if it's just to see what this AI part of the processor becomes.
Yeah, and you will get a performance boost when you get the full screen experience. Yeah, because you will be saving RAM. Yeah. Obviously, if you've really like tailored Windows already, then you probably won't see any difference. Yeah. But if you're just running like stock Windows, then you will see an uptick in performance for sure using full screen experience. So you do have a bit of something to look forward to.
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah. So for me, it would be if you're like not wanting to get wrapped up in hype and you want to make the smart choice, wait for the next generation, which maybe is next year. I'd argue maybe the year after, because when we look from Z1 to Z2, I mean, there was a 2-year gap. Yeah. So we've got another year after, you know, so it'll be 2027. And at that point, who knows what's going to be going on?
Well, I would imagine that there's probably an ASUS Ally device in between.
Yeah, maybe. An OLED variant, I imagine.
I would imagine. If Lenovo solved this thing with Samsung, then I would imagine they'd be jumping on it.
Yeah.
So should you upgrade? I can't answer
We can't answer. Yeah, we can't answer. I mean, I did.
Yeah.
You know, I did, but I can't tell you whether it was worth it. I might get the Legion Go 2 and go, you know what, it sucks.
There's exciting reasons too. There's compelling choices. Out of those 3 or 4, there's some really good reasons to upgrade.
Yeah.
Depending on what the price is where you are is going to be a big thing. For us, the prices are actually really attractive to upgrade.
Yes.
In America, it might be a real sting because you've got this generation gap.
Yeah.
But also there's compelling reasons to sit and wait and be happy with your Ally X and sit there and enjoy it for a little bit more.
Absolutely. And this might all spin on its head once we get hands-on with the Xbox Ally, with the Lenovo Legion Go 2 and the MSI A8, you know, because we will be getting hands-on with all of them. So we might end up using them, testing them, and going, actually, you know what? This thing is actually worth changing.
Yeah.
So we might, rehash this video after we've got hands on with all of them.
Yeah.
To say, you know what? This is actually worth upgrading for. Again, I suspect if they fix that OLED VRR, then that is hands down going to be a reason to upgrade. It might be that the ergonomics just wins so much more, because obviously we've got hands on with the Xbox Allies, but for very limited time, and we were stood up the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I was sat once with the Xbox Ally X and we were filming it. I was way more focused on, is the camera in focus? What am I pressing here? Do you know what I mean? Like,
when we had that like half an hour private time, I don't even think I barely touched it anyway. I was more focused on, I want to make sure I get as much footage as possible.
Whilst we were talking to Casey Bates.
Yeah.
So we were like juggling so much stuff. It's so different when you get into your own environment with no stress, no one looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you can just actually think, like really take it in.
Yeah.
So until that time,
this could all change.
It could all change. I would argue probably sit and wait for the next generation, but that might all change once we get hands on with these in the next coming weeks.
So make sure you're subscribed for all of that. Beautiful segue, isn't it? It's nice, isn't it? Because we're going to be covering this a lot. We try to give you the best advice we can.
Yes.
But it changes all the time. So
it does.
Don't listen to these two idiots.
Yeah, no.
Make your own minds up.
No.
But do make sure you subscribe for all of that stuff. Like the video, join in the conversation in the comments. What else could they do?
Become a member, and you can chat to us over on our private Discord and follow in real time, ask us questions and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So until next time.
Bye.